Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Kohn. Janelle Slate is off this evening. The battle over leadership of the Northern Cheyenne Indian Tribe remains in limbo tonight. Although the Northern Cheyenne Tribal Council is trying to push out its President Jace Killsback, Killsback is not stepping down quietly. President Killsback was elected to the position just last November. Now, for some unidentified reason, the Tribal Council wants him removed. In a statement from the tribe's media office today, Vice President Conrad Fisher is identified as interim president. But Killsback contends he is still president and claims he is being targeted because he uncovered fraud within tribal government. Killsback telling Q2 an investigation revealed the tribe's treasurer was involved in a payroll advance scheme. Now the treasurer's brother wants Killsback out. The tribe produced a letter of support from the Bureau of Indian Affairs today, stating its decision to oust Killsback is legal. However, Killsback's attorney points to the tribal court's October 5th ruling that says the petition to remove him is insufficient. And the very next day, October 6th, the council moved forward with a removal hearing anyway. Now, the tribe's media office declined to provide a reason for removing Killsback, a spokesperson telling us only that someone filed a complaint against Killsback and that he did not attend a hearing on the matter. Meanwhile, Killsback's attorney is asking the BIA to retract its letter and allow the tribe to work the matter out. Data and how we use it became the focus of today's summit on high-tech business for Big Sky Economic Development. Business and civic leaders gathered to hear from a panel of experts on where the Magic City is capitalizing on high-tech firms coming to Billings. The experts said that Billings wants to grow and needs to evaluate how while growing locally owned businesses at the same time. Big Sky EDA says a key to growth is building the entrepreneurial support system. Now, Billings will need to replace as many as 30,000 jobs over the next 9 years due to the aging workforce. Officials say time is of the essence.
So the competition is fierce. That's why we need to be aggressive and purposeful. But we also need to be aggressive and purposeful in our placemaking because of what's happening around us in our very own region. People are investing in their public infrastructure. Time is of the essence, and what we do as a community in the next 5 years matters big time.
Rocky Mountain College and MSU Billings are both in the midst of fundraising efforts to build new science buildings, and today Big Sky Economic Development gave both schools a big boost, announcing $100,000 grants to both schools and pledging to donate more as part of a match program. The match grant for MSU Billings is up to $100,000, which means Big Sky EDA is prepared to donate $200,000 to the project if businesses in the community step up and donate another $100,000. Zoot Enterprises and the Northern Hotel kicked things off today, donating $10,000. And for Rocky Mountain College, the match grant is $50,000. Today, the Billings Gazette announced it will donate the full amount, capping the EDA's match and putting the donation toward Rocky's new science building at $200,000.
Frankly, for both campuses, these projects are just the beginning of what needs to happen to respond to the demands of the market and the demands of industry for a robust, strong higher education system in our community.
Member investors have until the end of the year to make their donations to the match program. Montana Congressman Greg Gianforte is one of Montana's entrepreneurs in high tech. Gianforte created Right Now Technologies back in 1997. He sold the business to Oracle in 2011 for $1.5 billion. He told us today he believes it's important to grow startup companies here in Montana.
The key thing, in my mind, is not attracting more companies to Montana. It's helping Montanans start these businesses. It's really about entrepreneurship. Businesses create jobs. Businesses are created by entrepreneurs, and that's really where we need to focus.
Right Now Technology grew to as many as 500 employees in the Bozeman area. At least 15 new high-tech companies were started by former Right Now employees. A rollover crash today at the intersection of Lewis Avenue and 6th Street West has sent one Billings woman to the hospital. Police say a 16-year-old male was driving west on Lewis when a woman driving a Nissan Murano on 6th Street failed to stop at a stop sign. The male could not stop and hit the Nissan, causing it to flip onto its side. The female driver, identified as 25-year-old Haley Demery, had to be extricated from the car. She was then taken by ambulance to Billings Clinic with non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver was uninjured. Billings Police Sergeant Scott Conrad says Demery will be cited for failure to stop at a stop sign. A new Department of Justice program is taking aim at organized crime. The Aid Montana Initiative, which stands for Addressing the Impact of Drugs, was allocated $1.7 million by the 2017 Montana legislature, money to launch a Montana Highway Patrol interdiction team. Now, the 6-person team is made up of Highway Patrol troopers and agents with the State Division of Criminal Investigations. The team also includes 2 canine drug dogs to help find drugs being trafficked in our state. Now, the team will actually be split into 2 units, one in western Montana, the other in the east, to target large-scale operations. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox says this is a collaborative effort, not just to stop drug trafficking, but also human trafficking, along with apprehending wanted fugitives.
Our agents will not only be focused on our highways, but will also work other transportation corridors in Montana. Whether it's by air, rail, or mail, our goal is to impact criminal activity by disrupting the supply chain.
And to the criminals that might be listening, I have a message for you. Stay out of Montana. We're looking for you, and if we find you, the punishment will be swift and severe.
Funding for the new interdiction team is part of the Highway Patrol budget, and Attorney General Fox says that budget will not be subject to state budget cuts now underway. Now, since beginning its operations in July, Fox says this new team has already carried out several successful operations. Speaking of the Highway Patrol, the MHP says it will soon provide front license plate waivers. Here in Montana, you are currently required to have a front license plate visible on your vehicle at all times. MHP says waivers will be issued on a limited basis for vehicle owners that have a vehicle whose body construction prevents a license plate bracket installation. But if a bracket can be purchased and installed, then a waiver will not be issued. Those waivers are non-transferable, must be kept in the vehicle at all times. You can find out more. Just click on this story right now at ktvq.com. Well, after breaking the news to employees on Monday of this week, the Good Earth Market Board of Directors now wants co-op members to know that the grocer is closing. The board posted notice today of a meeting for members that is set for October 26th at Good Earth Market. The purpose is to get input from members on how to dissolve the co-op, which technically is owned by its 4,700 members. Employees tell us the co-op is closing its doors after a long financial struggle. The board did attempt to rectify the issue with a new salad bar and a deli earlier this year, but employees say the co-op's financial woes persisted. The Good Earth Market employs about 30 people. The co-op's leadership was not immediately available for further comment today. Well, still to come on tonight's 5:30 News, a new report shows that Montana's obesity rate is back on the rise. We'll show you how Montana compares to the rest of the nation. Plus, in tonight's Athlete of the Week, we'll show you 3 reasons why Rocky's volleyball team is back in the national conversation.
And coming up in weather, well, a kind of a breezy day today, but now tonight, here's what we are expecting to see. It's just a few clouds, still windy, but certainly going to be cooler thanks to a cold front moving through. Then later on this week, sunshine and temps getting back into the 60s and 70s. We'll have the latest for you coming up in a few more minutes.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Kohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green.